Oh my spandex. Are you freaking kidding me? JT Prime 17 has blessed us with some insane news for the 2025 Generations line after Legacy United ends early 2025 with Wave 5, which is what I covered in yesterday's video, so if you haven't seen that, go check it out. So he dropped all these listings last night, and this is the first few waves, I'd assume, of the Generations line coming after Legacy United. And the working title for what we know for this right now, judging by the listings, is Transformers Generations Prime. Now, it could be a bit different. There could be another word in there with Prime, or it could just be called Prime. Who knows? We don't know right now. But this is insane. So it's likely going to be a trilogy centered around the history of the Primes in the 13. And these listings here are absolutely insane. These are a lot of characters that we've been asking for years and pretty much decades. And this is basically what we wanted Power of the Primes to be 5-6 years ago, back in 2018. So it's pretty crazy that they're going back to this storyline and they're actually doing it right this time. So it seems like they were actually listening to the fans, how we were critiquing what happened back then, and they're finally going back and doing it right this time around. So let's talk about these listings. I'll give you guys my thoughts on all of them as always. So first one here, Deluxe Solus Prime. Oh my god, are you y'all gonna make me go broke this year. Deluxe Air Raid, so we're going to be starting the AERIALBOTS as the next combiner, and there's gonna be another combiner in here for this year, along with 86 Devastator, which is insane. I'm all for it. Deluxe Fireflight, another AERIALBOT, so hyped. Deluxe Animated freaking Wasp. Are you kidding me? We have never gotten an official Wasp figure put out by Hasbro ever. And I'm pretty sure no third-party company has done a Wasp either. The closest thing to that was that weird Age of Extinction sort of helicopter Wasp or Waspinator, whatever it was called, a couple years ago that a fourth-party company did for the movies. But this is the first Hasbro officially released Wasp ever. This is insane if you think about it this way, because the original one in 2009 or 2010, somewhere around that range, got canceled because, you know, for obvious reasons. Animated got canceled. The fourth season got canned, you know, halfway through production, give or take. So this is absolutely crazy. It's obviously going to be a repaint of the animated Bumblebee figure that came out a month ago, a few weeks ago. So this is amazing. I cannot wait to get my hands on that Wasp. Probably one of my favorite Decepticon characters in animated, and probably one of my favorite Decepticon characters of all time. Just the storyline, the character arc, him turning into Waspinator is just fantastically written. I love it, and I cannot wait for this Wasp figure. Next one here, Deluxe Alchemist Prime. Yes, 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 and more yes. I cannot wait to see how this looks. Deluxe Crasher Package Refresh. I'm assuming this was put in place before the value of this figure significantly decreased and you started seeing loads and loads of copies of this at Ross. So, you know, at the time of this, they probably thought, or they probably knew how rare she was at the time before the copies started showing up at Ross and other discounted stores. So we'll see what happens a year and a half from now when this figure actually releases, because I'm assuming all this discounted stock is going to go away at some point soon this year. So this package refresh, it might just be worth it, but for the time being, it's a little bit unnecessary. But I'm sure in a year and a half from now when this comes out, the value on this Crasher will definitely go up, and this will be much needed. Next one here, Deluxe Swindle. Yes, people, you heard it here first. Well, you heard it from JT Prime 17 first. We are going to be getting some Combaticons next year to start off with Bruticus. This is fantastic. We're getting the AERIALBOTS, Devastator, and the Combaticons all starting next year. I'm assuming they're not all going to be finished next year. Maybe the AERIALBOTS will be finished off next year, and they'll save Devastator for the 40th anniversary, or is it the 40th? Yeah, the 40th anniversary of the 86 movie in 2026, and they'll probably be finishing off the Combaticons in 2026 too, I'd assume. So who knows where that's going to go, but we are starting 3 freaking combiners next year, which is amazing. Next one here, we have Deluxe Micronus. Are you kidding me? This is amazing. We're finally knocking out the 13 primes. It's like a dream come true. Like, slap me. I think I'm dreaming, you know? Deluxe Venom. We are getting more Insecticons, this time in the main line and not as an exclusive for the repaints, because if you guys remember, a lot of the Insecticon repaints we've been getting, not even since Legacy, since before then, have mostly been exclusive. So this is great to see one that's actually in the main line this time around. We have a Deluxe Skydive, Deluxe Slingshot, again, more aerial bots. I love it. Now heading into the Voyager class here, we have, these Voyager classes are insane. Prima, Armada Red Alert, we're finally getting the original Autobot trio completed. Voyager Prima, oh, yes, please, I'm so for the primes. Voyager Rescue Bots, Heatwave, we're getting more of the Rescue Bots team. We're probably going to be knocking out that team in the next few years, I'd assume. I'm all for that. The Rescue Bots team, a lot of those designs are really cool. I don't know much about the characters. I didn't watch the cartoon, but a lot of those designs are really cool, and I cannot wait to see how Heatwave looks, especially with how well done they did Chase. And then Voyager, Robots in Disguise, Skybite. Oh, this is a fan favorite right here. We've been asking for a Skybite for years now, for over a decade. Ever since they did the IDW Skybite in 2014, we've been asking for a more faithful, cartoon-accurate version from RID 2001, and they're finally owning up to it and giving us this Skybite, and I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic figure. I own the original, and that still holds up as a great figure. You know, a couple outdated things with the articulation and engineering, but still fantastic. So I'm really curious to see how they're going to one-up this Skybite outside of the obvious, you know, improved posability. And the next one here, Voyager class, Alpha Trion. This is a big one. Probably one of the more requested redos at Voyager class. You know, we got him as an exclusive a couple years ago, which was semi-hard to find, not too hard to find. I'm assuming this is just going to be a re-release of the 2-pack version, but I don't know if it would say package refresh on there, so this might be a brand new mold for Alpha Trion, which if so, I'm all for that, because I wasn't really a fan of him being a repaint / remold of Scourge. I don't really think that suited him too well, so hopefully this is a new mold. And now for the last Voyager here, we have Flatline, who, if you don't know, sort of like a C or D list medic from IDW, and he also had a little appearance in the Earth Wars app game. So they're really digging in the crates here. I'm assuming this is again an obscure pre-tool for something greater down the line. And my speculation right here, I mean, it's kind of obvious if you go and look up the designs, but I think we're finally going to be getting a Voyager class Hoist and Trailbreaker based off of Flatline from their IDW designs. You know, we've been asking for a Voyager class Hoist and Trailbreaker for a while now, ever since the sort of mediocre Earthrise G1 versions came out back in 2020. If this really is true, I'm assuming it is, because there's no way that okay, if you look at the history of the Generations line the past few years, they give us the obscure version of the mold first as like a teaser, and to get us hyped to actually buy the obscure character, knowing that the main character is coming soon. So in this case, it would be Flatline. If you look at the design, it's very similar to IDW Hoist and Trailbreaker. So I'm assuming either later on that same year in 2025 or in 2026, we are going to be getting remolds / repaints of Hoist and Trailbreaker, which would be absolutely insane at Voyager class. I would love that. I'd be all for it. You know, IDW is probably one of my favorite Transformers iterations, I'd say, and especially that Lost to Light run, the early run, not like the 2016, 2017 version of Lost to Light, but the early run from like 2013 to 2015. That is legendary. So I'm all for more characters from that IDW era, so that would be absolutely insane. Now, heading into the last few listings, this is for leader class. We have, oh man, this one is going to blow your mind. The Fallen. Leader class, Fallen. Oh man, we are getting our first comic book Dreamwave figure ever in Generations, I think. I don't think they've ever done a straight up Dreamwave figure. I mean, obviously the G1 figures kind of count as Dreamwave because they're pretty much the cartoon and toy designs put in comic form back in 2003. But an original main character from Dreamwave? No, we haven't gotten that before ever in Generations. There was the crappy Titanium series or whatever it was called like 18, 20 years ago, which was a terrible toy line. We got a Fallen back then, but that figure holds up terribly to today's standards. So this is absolutely amazing. Leader Class Fallen from Dreamwave. I mean, we got the ROTF one a couple years ago, which we kind of expected, you know, but this one, I did not think we would be getting a Fallen next year. Maybe in 2026 at the earliest, but in 2025, no, I did not think so. And then we have a Leader G2 Grimlock, which I'm assuming is going to be the blue version of G2 Grimlock this time. I don't think they're going to do a re-release so soon of the yellow, I guess you could say tiger stripe version, because that one really isn't too hard to find on the aftermarket, and it literally just came out like 6 months ago, so I don't see them re-releasing that too soon. Maybe in 2026 if it does become harder to get on the aftermarket, but yeah, that's my pick for now. I think it's going to be the blue version of G2 Grimlock. And the last one we have here is Leader Class ONYX Prime. This is going to be a banger of a Leader Class. I mean, just to put into perspective for you guys, think, I don't know, in terms of engineering and playability, think Kingdom Beast Wars Megatron mixed with Legacy Transmetal 2 Megatron. That's all I have to say. Think about it that way in terms of the playability, the fun, and the engineering with this guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes with some sort of flame or blast effects, what have you. And the transformation is sort of complex but very streamlined. He's going to be nice, big, and beefy. A nice tall Voyager. I'd assume he's going to be around the same size as Transmetal 2 Megatron or Kingdom Beast Wars Megatron. You know, because it's freaking ONYX Prime. Look at what he transforms into. So that's probably one of my... He might be more hyped for me than the Fallen, but I don't know. They're really tied for me. In terms of the ones that I'm most excited for, definitely ONYX Prime, definitely Fallen, Flatline for what he could potentially be reused for in the coming years. What's another one? Armada Red Alert, definitely. Definitely Animated Wasp. Pretty much all of these, but if I had to pick, those would be the main ones that I would definitely want to rush out and get right away. But all of these I'm pretty much going to be getting at some point soon. Like, these sound like they're going to be absolute bangers of figures, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it for all these listings. A lot to talk about here, a lot to digest. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below. What do y'all think about all these? Are there any here that you are going to be picking up in 2025? All my social medias are linked down below: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. My email is also down below if y'all want to hit me up about business inquiries, or if you want to message me about whatever, or if you want to commission a diorama from me, because I make dioramas for people for their stop motions, photography, or just regular display shelves in your homes. You can either hit me up on any of my social medias or just email me and we can work out a deal. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye!